If I had to respond to the conversation that Hassan had with that dude, this is exactly the only thing that I could reply with. You claim that you want to work through the harm reduction framework, and I don't have a problem with that. My problem is that we count this marginal victory as so much more than an actual marginal victory that we subdue our own movements. We make our own plans. We do our own thing outside of anyone's purview to just feel better about ourselves. At some point or another, you are getting older. You will need material changes to your conditions, to your living conditions, to your emotional conditions. You will require something more in your heart, in your chest, in your head. And marginal victories do nothing to get you up and feel like the world is changing. If it did, then you can't keep calling them marginal victories. You would have stopped doing that a long time ago. This is why the Democratic Party has to burn to a crisp. It is not because I want the Republicans to run roughshot. I can't touch them anymore. That's rotting. That is a fester. This is a blight on humanity itself. I don't need to decide what to do with them. They're showing you, yeah, the guy we look up to, like, has sex with kids or had sex with kids or fucked around with Jeffrey Epstein. We still gonna back him. What do you want me to do with the hostage taker now? But you, the Democratic Party, keep handing them hostages. You've gotten slower at it. I'll give you credit for that. But for some reason, you keep handing them hostages. Why you keep handing them hostages? Why are you making me feel like I got to make a decision on whether or not I should, like, permit some people to be held hostage and, like, you know, we'll get a couple people back. What is this transfer program that we're working with? You wonder why motherfuckers go all the way on Israel all the time. This don't sound like some Israel shit? Or maybe even better. How about all these old oligarchs, all these rich, powerful people who get to do all this stuff? Once they realize that nobody's kind of touching us here. Like, they're getting mad about it, but it's not like, you know, they're, for lack of a better term, firebombing Walmarts, you know? It's not like they're going after government officials. There's no guillotines out. It's kind of just, you know, they still care about the trans issue and all of that. What fight are the Democrats putting up that's making them turn their head and say, whoa, we got to watch out for that? Is it your marginal victories that's making them turn their heads? Because if I remember correctly, Mitch McConnell short-circuited live on television. Now he's blocking the SAVE Act. Do you actually think about the long-term goals of, like, the long-term effects of the things that happen each and every day? Can you put that plan into motion? Or have you been alive long enough to feel the stretch of time? And if fucking so, in which version of your head does one state protecting trans people mean that it'll be adopted by 38 states? I need you to remind yourself that in this country right now, there is a clear and abject failure of the system. That the system is turning into a victory, a shining light to ascend to, so to speak, something to look up to. Elon Musk is somebody to look up to. Most of the people on the Epstein list are in our society as people to look up to. Do you really see the Democratic Party as the leader of that, or just the opposition in the world we live in? Have you attached yourself to the Democratic Party for anything other than they're not the cancerous blight on humanity? Because if so, no matter what happens on Earth, that should be a slam dunk. Do you want to vote for the literal pus that's coming out of your teeth, or would you like to vote for the dentist who's going to take out the infection and fill it up and make you feel good again? Why are you arguing? Period. Because no matter what happens, people voted for the pus. Moreover, How about we stop the surface level real quick? Because now I've probably got your attention. Moreover, people don't want to go to the dentist. Moreover, you had tooth pain the first time he came around. Then it stopped, and you wanted it to come back. Moreover, people thought that there was a safety in just having the infection and going about their day than picking the dentist who was going to fix it for free, because the pus told them that they were going to charge them, and they believed the pus. Even though it brought them pain, even though it made them feel some type of way, even though they couldn't eat right, even though they, went to sleep wincing and having to take Motrin and all of that didn't stop people from saying, I'd rather have the pain than be pain-free. Moreover, people in government now can't figure out a way to say, hey, we have a dentist that could take care of that for you. You're arguing to give people something for nothing. As Loaded Lux once said, how you going to teach business with free shit? You can't give it away. You don't see that as a problem? That you can't give good things away? So to the majority of older people, to the majority of just the feeling of in the air among people who can vote and let alone talk about this kind of stuff, you can't give them a filling. They'd rather sit there with the cracked tooth. And yet somehow you want me to make the dentist better than it already is. Why don't people trust the dentist? Moreover, now we're like 6 layers in, so this is about to get real, emotional for those who know me for a while. You keep losing to things that hurt people. For some reason, people see abject pain as better than the pain that they can't see coming. You're in a pain cycle. And for some reason, you have to argue that the people who want to reduce the pain are so good that you should choose them, even though every time you choose them, the pain isn't reduced. Or are we still working off that marginal victory framework? Because marginal victories turn into safe havens and sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities turn into targets for the state, almost as if one causes the other, which causes the other. Almost like a cycle of some sort. Now, for those of you who made it this far into the YouTube video, yes, I just rephrased Payne's entire speech, the cycle of pain, to just revolve around United States politics. But if you didn't catch that, you probably wouldn't have caught that. But then my chat gonna be like, how the fuck did you do that off just a thought? And I'm gonna be like, I'm nice like that, but you don't know that. So you think this is scripted, but you can see my screen, and I'm just a bald head. I'm just a bald head. Anyway, hit the like, hit the bell, hit the notifications. Subscribe. I don't have merch, but I have a Twitch stream. Twitch.tv/the_paradigm_shift. It's in the description down below. I'm going to upload Pokemon playthroughs. If you watch this video all the way, repeat to me what I just said. I'm going to upload Pokemon TCG playthroughs. And we do a little bit with the hacked Modern Emerald. And I'll be playing Tekken. Y'all like them clips. Come through to the... See, you wouldn't even know why I was coughing. You wouldn't even know why. It's funny. It's an inside joke. I'm high as shit. Peace, deuces.